You think to yourself, the chaos in my business is just what happens when things start to take off. But it's not growth that's breaking your systems. It's your systems revealing they were never built for this level of success. You've done the hard work. You've built a business that's finally winning clients, generating momentum, and expanding. But under the surface, it feels like the faster things move, the harder it is to keep everything under control. If that sounds familiar, this episode is for you, especially if you've grown from being the operator in charge to the owner still trying to hold it all together. Here's what we're covering today: why growth runs faster than your systems, how to recognize the moment your structure starts to crack, and the steps to bring your systems and yourself back into alignment. Welcome to the Budding Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Randy Bridges, business advisor, consultant, coach, and trusted partner to service-based business owners who are serious about performance, profit, and progress. This podcast exists to do one thing: help you solve the real problems that stall your growth, kill momentum, and burn out the very people who built your business. So let's get started, shall we? You mastered your craft, turned it into a company, and built something that works. You built your business on personal excellence and relentless effort. But now, that same drive that made you successful is what's keeping you stuck. If that's you, you're not alone. You're what I call a recovering operator, and I should know that's me as well. But growth should bring freedom. Instead, it's exposing the cracks in your systems and pulling you back into the weeds. Today, we're talking about scaling chaos when growth runs ahead of systems and how you can regain control without slowing down. Let's dive in. Every new client feels like progress, but behind the scenes, it's starting to feel like quicksand. Your calendar's packed, your team's stretched thin, and the systems that used to hum are now creaking under the weight of volume. You see, you're running a bigger business, but you're still running it the same way you did when it was small. And the painful truth is that you can't scale the control that you had when you were small. Every time you jump back in to fix something, it slows the whole system down. Growth isn't breaking your business, it's showing you where it still depends on you. You didn't break your business, you outgrew it. You hit the operator ceiling. The systems you built were perfect for the technician version of you. The one who solved problems firsthand, kept quality tight, and caught the mistakes before anyone else saw them. But now, your role as owner demands something completely different. Systems that solve problems without you. That's not just an operational shift, it's an identity shift that we all have to make. You can't keep managing like a foreman in a company that needs a CEO. And you can't keep solving problems like a technician in a business that needs an owner. Until that critical shift happens, growth doesn't fix anything. That's your operator's ceiling in action. It just multiplies the pressure. Because when your company grows faster than your capacity as an owner, every success feels heavier than the last. What I found the hard way is that growth doesn't create chaos. It simply exposes it. Now, if this sounds familiar, if you're realizing your business is scaling faster than you can redesign it, that's exactly what we work on inside the Owner's Advisory Board. It's where the business owners learn to lead through systems instead of stress, to build capacity instead of chaos, and to grow into the kind of owner their next stage of business demands. You'll find the link in the description. But if you want an answer right now, let's look at the system alignment ladder. If you want to turn scaling chaos into controlled momentum, you need to align 3 simple levels of growth. Number 1 is structural alignment. This is the framework that supports volume. Map where the load is shifted, identify systems that were built for the business you used to have, not the one you have now, and reinforce or rebuild those first. Operational alignment is number 2. That's the flow that drives consistency. This is where you replace owner-dependent approvals with clear accountability, and you design workflows around roles instead of people. And number 3, leadership alignment, the capacity that sustains growth. This is your shift from foreman to owner. This is you training your leaders to own outcomes and not tasks. And this is you with your team building dashboards, not dependencies. When all 3 of these levels align, your growth becomes predictable, and systems start doing the work that people shouldn't have to. This was one of the earliest lessons I had to learn about systemizing my own business and making that transition from being a co-owner to being the only owner. And that's a scary place to be. And so I understand quite well if this is you. And here's the truth. You can't scale a technician's business with an owner's title. Scaling isn't about doing more of what worked. It's about redesigning how it works for efficiency. See, when growth runs ahead of the systems, the cracks that you ignored as an operator become fault lines as an owner. That's when your projects slow down, your quality slips, and you feel like you're constantly reining in chaos. And when your systems finally catch up, when they evolve to match the scale of your success, everything changes. Suddenly, your decisions speed up, your teams take ownership, and the company starts to move without your constant supervision. That's not luck, that's alignment. That's scaling working for you. It doesn't reward effort, it rewards design. For this week's case study, we're going to look at the structure gap. Let me tell you about a business owner I worked with. His name's Mark. He ran a 40-person engineering firm that doubled its revenue in only 18 months. Sounds great, right? Everything looked good on paper. But his project management system, it was still built for the 10-person company that he started years ago. Every project came across his desk, every quote, every approval, every client issue, all waiting on Mark. But instead of solving the problem, it multiplied confusion for everyone. He and I sat down and we mapped it out. The real issue wasn't the people, it was the structure. His systems hadn't evolved since they'd been put in place, and adding 4 new managers added to the confusion around how everything was supposed to get done. So we rebuilt them around ownership lanes. Each of those 4 departments had full accountability for outcomes and not just tasks. Mark's approvals dropped by half almost immediately. Projects started finishing faster, not because of more effort, but because everyone finally knew where their authority began and ended. In less than 2 months, Mark's project time dropped by 30%. And for the first time, he wasn't the one holding everything together. You should have seen the look of wonder on Mark's face when we sat down to do a project review. He was so comfortable and so in his new element that he could now start looking at the business the way the owner should actually do. And he stopped managing like a foreman and started leading like the owner he needed to be. That was the shift that changed everything for Mark. So let's do a quick self-check. Is your business outgrowing you? Ask yourself 4 simple questions. Are your systems still designed for the smaller version of your company? Do you spend more time managing growth than directing it? Does every new success create new chaos? And are you leading like an owner or operating like the technician who built everything? If 2 or more of those hit home, your business isn't broken, it's simply waiting for you to reach the level of ownership that the business requires for success. In our closing reflection, growth doesn't demand more effort, it demands more alignment. Your business can't scale until your systems and your mindset are built for where it's going and not where it's been. The chaos you're feeling isn't punishment for success. It's a signal that you're ready to lead differently. Because scaling isn't about speed, it's about structure and the owner strong enough to design it. As you look at your week ahead, remember, build it smart, run it clean, and stay aligned. That's it for this episode. I hope you picked up some valuable insights and maybe even sparked a few new ideas. If you want to keep the conversation going or maybe even explore partnerships, don't hesitate to reach out. And hey, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. The steps you take today could be the start of something big tomorrow. For the budding entrepreneur, I wish you the best in your health, your wealth, your business, your family, everything about you. Take care, and we'll see you back here next week.